Today we are going to be finishing those blue and white shapes. We need 1000 of them to get to the next level. We've already created these beautiful factories, creating variety of shapes, and we are trying to get all those shapes into our main base, into the hub. The shapes are used to get to new levels, unlock some new mechanics, and also to unlock upgrades. These speed up the production and the speed of cutting, rotating, mixing, painting, and all the stuff we have in our factory. So as you see, the thing we need is this shape. And last time we have already created this little factory here. We're exporting those shapes, which are already on the map, so we don't even need to cut any shapes and stack them together, because that would take a lot of effort and also time. So the only thing we need to do with these shapes is to rotate them. Then we need to paint them, which as you can see is a very slow process. And our goal for today is to paint those shapes, or better yet, to combine them with this shape painted blue. I mean white. I'm an idiot. So what we actually need to do is to create white and then basically combine a white shape with this one. Now I'm not sure what the white shape needs to be. Does it need to be a circle? Let's try to see the info. Okay, so possibly just white circle. I think so, that should be just the white circle. So let's try that. And right here we have some circles, but we need all the colors mixed together. I'm thinking we have red, green and blue right here, so we could possibly use those and bring it here, paint those and combine them here. So as we learned last time, the best thing to do is actually start from the end of the process, because then if you were to start at the start, there would be a lot of editing and you would make a lot of mistakes. You wouldn't leave space for the painters, you would need more of those and so on. Now we should prepare, let's say we have those conveyor belts somewhere here. Now I believe all this should work just fine. So what we need before this, so imagine we have white circles right here. What has to happen? Those circles need to be painted white. So let's imagine we already have some white color and we need to paint those circles white. So we need extractors and we can simply put a couple of those in. Now we need to paint those. Painting is obviously going to be quite difficult as well. So let's see how we can do this efficiently. The color is going to be on the left. The shapes are coming from the top. So this is the painter that we want. So let's go like this. Then this painter we've already placed needs some output space. So at least one block for a tunnel, let's say, which means the next painter can be here because we wouldn't have any space for the color. So we need to put this one at least here. We're gonna try it like this. And I am not sure the tunnel is gonna reach right here, but let's see. So the way I think this could work is like this. That's all good. Then we would need tunnels for each of these paints. The worst case would be this one. It can reach, but I put it wrong. So it should be here. And the last thing would be tunnels for this output here. Right, so we can basically convert all the way to our stackers now. And this should be all fine. Now we are going to need a couple of tunnels here for the paint as well. Only here possibly. We don't really need a tunnel here, here and here. So all this could be simply a straight conveyor belt. And we are going to need the paint, basically 4 mixers, let's say. 1 mixer per painter. So again, imagine we have white color right here. So we need 4 paint mixers. And this mixer is gonna make white color. All these are gonna make white as well. that should be like this. Now we need to provide these mixers with some color. Now let's say we already have like yellow, purple or cyan, and we are going to need to mix those as well. I'm gonna put these a little bit further back right here. And now we basically need to provide those with color. Let's do red. We're just gonna do it like this. And we should have space here for conveyor belts, here, here, and even here. So that should be fine. And we need to combine green and blue and deliver this combination to here. Again, 4 of those mixers. Each of those mixers is going to go into one of those, and we're gonna need tunnels right here. Now this should be all good, and we simply need to combine those 2 colors. And as you can see, we're producing the cyan here, because that's green and blue together. We're mixing those with red, and now we're getting white paint. And we're also painting already those circles here, and it's all connected like magic. And now the moment of truth. Right now, have we painted those shapes correctly? Yes, that's the exact shape that we want. So all we have to do now is connect those stackers into our main base, which is right here. Now what I've noticed, this conveyor belt used to be full, I believe, but we have perhaps increased the speed of the conveyor belts in the meantime. So now it's not full anymore, and we could even combine those blue stars with this conveyor belt, so we could save one port in this base. And I don't even think we need blue stars anymore. So we might do just that. I'm gonna try it and put a balancer right here. No gems at all, and we still have a lot of space. So we have basically saved ourselves an input port, because the interesting thing about this game is that we have only a limited amount of those input ports on our base. This conveyor belt, I'm sure, was full, and this as well. Okay, let's do this. We need to convert from here all the way to here. And we might think about combining those shapes, and we're gonna see just in a little bit whether those conveyor belts actually are gonna be full, or we can stack all those stackers together onto one conveyor belt and all the way to our base. This should be just fine. And now we're gonna connect it and see how empty this conveyor belt actually is. Incredibly empty. So we can combine all those 4 stackers into this one conveyor belt, again leaving a few input ports on our base. And I've done just that. So now we are combining those 4 stackers into one conveyor belt, which is nearly full. We still have some space left here, but I don't think filling up this conveyor belt is worth, you know, adding more lines into all this. I think this is efficient as it is, and now we are basically getting all those shapes all the way to our base. Right now, we're free to look into our other upgrades and to other shapes that we need to upgrade some other stuff. I think mixing and painting could actually use an upgrade. So this might be the next shape we need to look into. These two, it's way too complicated. This shape is going to be a nightmare, I can tell already. For example, right here, we could simply combine this extractor with this conveyor belt and save ourselves an input port. This isn't clogged up at all, that's all good. I think it's time to look into those red ones. We could simply find them on the map. So for example, right here, you can see this part and this part is the part we want. If we take this shape, cut it in half, the left side is all good to go, which means we could simply take these shapes, cut them, discard the right half, and rotate the shape, half of the shapes obviously, and stack them back onto that, And I believe that should be fine. Yes, that's what we need. So we might simply use those shapes right here. So I'm going to put a marker here, and we have a marker right here. We have an upgrade available, which is this one here. So we're gonna increase the extraction speed from 2 times to 3 times. We still need those blue stars and quite a lot of those. And this shape is basically this one, only painted blue and combined with white circles. Now we have completed the task and we've unlocked blueprints. So we can now copy and paste parts of our factory. Now I want to try it actually, and I want to select a part which would be easy to copy. Let's say I want to copy all this, which is basically extract some shapes, convert them and merge them together. That's all it is. So I'm going to copy this, and it costs 70 of those shapes. That's interesting. So let's see how this works. It doesn't have to be shapes, just let's basically extract paint this way. And I even got an achievement, and indeed it was easy. So it seems that this shape is the one we actually need for the blueprints, which is why it has been pinned onto our board forever, it seems. We need those red weird shapes, but that might be task for another time. So we're gonna leave it here today, and we'll look into that next time.